Even though it has only been 18 months since Apple upgraded the iPad Pro, it appears that the company saw no need to alter the device's form factor with its new release. In terms of design, the iPad Pro 2022 is indistinguishable from its predecessor down to the hues. So on the new iPad Pro 2022, what did Apple do different? No heating. M2 chip. First of all, the iPad Pro 2022's most exciting feature is the cutting-edge Apple M2 processor that drives it. Apple claims it offers the fastest speed of any tablet chip, including its own, so it is no surprise that it also guarantees excellent performance. It makes sense that Apple would equip the Pro iPads with its most powerful chip, as their primary purpose is to satisfy the most demanding users. The impact of the M2 chip is more than most people realize. Increased performance aside, it affects the heating system in the iPad Pro 2022. We'll discuss that subject very soon, so stay tuned. Apple Pencil Hover. Now the Pro tablets are compatible with the second-generation Apple Pencil. These pencils can magnetically attach to the tablet's side to pair and charge. The M2 iPad Pro now adds hover functionality to this already feature-packed pen. What exactly does this mean? You can see a preview of where your pencil will rest on the M2 iPad Pro screen as you bring it closer to the screen. When you tap the glass, your touch will be even more precise. For example, as the pencil gets closer to an app, hover will expand subtly to let you know you're in the appropriate spot. Apple claims that the new system can identify the pencil from a distance of 12 millimeters. We'll be reviewing the Apple Pencil Hover going forward, so be sure to subscribe to our channel to get notified once a new video is uploaded. No heating. Moving on, the M2 iPad Pro doesn't have any sort of ventilation to keep the system cool. Instead, Apple ensures that its products generate just a limited quantity of heat by designing their internal components to use as little electricity as possible. For the most part, your iPad stays cool since its central processing unit, CPU, does not require a lot of power and consequently does not produce much heat. Let's compare the most powerful iPad available, the iPad Pro M2, with a powerful desktop-class CPU, an Intel i7-12700K to drive this point home. The M2 iPad Pro draws 5.3 watts, while the Intel i7-12700K consumes 125 watts. M2 chips have drastically lower power requirements than 12700K ones. If you ignore CPU cooling, you'll probably wind up frying your CPU if it's an Intel-based one. In contrast, the M2 chip doesn't generate enough heat to necessitate fan-assisted cooling. No problems at all arise when passively cooling it. In addition, iPads and iPad minis running iOS have safeguards to stop them from overheating. Your device will try to cool itself down if its temperature rises above the safe operating range. ProRes video capture. Even the most intensive operations are accelerated by M2's power, including photo editing, 3D modeling, medical imaging and analysis, or even just plain graphics-heavy games. M2's new media engine and image signal processor, in addition to the high-end cameras, make it possible to record in ProRes for the first time and transcode ProRes material at speeds up to 3 times quicker. Cinema-quality videos can now be shot, edited, and shared by producers on the go, all with the same device. And in case you need to tap into a fast connection for your workflows, the iPad Pro 2022's super-fast wireless connectivity has got you covered. We'll talk more about that later on, so stay tuned. Camera, better imaging, and AR. Next, the M2 iPad Pro has 2 cameras, a flash, and a LiDAR sensor, a significant upgrade over previous iPad cameras. The LiDAR is the dead giveaway, showing that the primary purpose of these cameras is not for shooting pictures, but rather for allowing augmented reality (AR) features. Apple's Measure app is a cutting-edge, precise measurement device that exemplifies the power of combining cameras and artificial intelligence. The front-facing camera is handy for making video calls and taking self-recordings. Super-fast wireless connectivity. Now the iPad Pro 2022's has support for the fastest Wi-Fi connections. Wi-Fi 6E users who require fast connections can take their demanding workflows wherever. The maximum download speed is 2.4 GB/s, which is twice as fast as the previous version. Users may quickly and easily access files, connect with coworkers, and backup data wherever they go, thanks to the widespread availability of Wi-Fi plus cellular models with 5G. Give this video a thumbs up if you think this is an excellent update. iPadOS 16 features. When it comes to multitasking, the M2 iPad Pro 2022 has Apple's Stage Manager, a new feature in iPadOS 16 that allows for an elegant arrangement of many windows. This method of managing numerous apps is ingenious and improves the viability of multitasking on the iPad. It facilitates swift app hopping with a high degree of ease and reorientation. Also, there are other features like reference mode and desktop class apps. According to Apple's website, desktop class apps enable new capabilities optimized for the display on iPad Pro, making apps more capable with new elements and interactions, including a consistent undo and redo, a redesigned inline find and replace experience, a new document menu, customizable toolbars, and the ability to change file extensions, view folder size in files, and more. Despite the improvements over the previous generation we discussed, the M2 iPad Pro from Apple seems to be intended for business users. Only a select few in that field will find it useful for everyday tasks. The M2 chip makes the Pro more potent, but more often than not, you probably won't need it. In any case, the M2 iPad Pro is packed with neat extras, and if you want to get the most out of it, you should check out our next video, iPad Pro 2022. Top M2 iPad Pros features you'll love.